Hello, this is Julie HR, and I hope everyone is having a fantastic weekend. I wanted to go over my newest booklet, the Mentorship Program Toolkit, which consists of over 20 plus pages of valuable insights and practical tools. So this is the front, and it shows you all the sections that are in here, and it's in a PDF format. And so I'm going to go over to the actual booklet right here, where you can see all the contents: mentor application, mentee application, confidentiality agreement. Let me just tell you, this booklet is very comprehensive. And if you want to set up a mentor-mentee program, I would highly encourage you to look at this particular document. It's got great questions. It's got great resources. It covers the gamut. So with that being said, I'm going to keep scrolling. I'm not going to take too long because everything's pretty explanatory. So number one, here is the mentor application. So essentially, if somebody wants to be a mentor and actually mentor a mentee, this individual is going to need to fill out an application. Thus, the program manager or the HR director or whoever is pairing up the employee and their mentor, they will need to have an application. So, and some of the questions are: why do you want to be a mentor? What are the positions you've had? What are some of your strongest competencies? Robust technical competencies? What do you think a mentee can learn from you? And so on. And also, a mentee needs to fill out also an application. It helps, once again, the program individual who's pairing the mentor and mentee up to just kind of look at the different applications and say, okay, these two individuals would be great together. So the mentee needs to fill an application, and then it has some questions. What's very important is a confidentiality agreement, as when the mentor and mentee are talking together or working together, and the mentor is providing advice and feedback to his or her mentee, it's very important to know that nothing will go outside of that conversation. So a confidentiality agreement is a must in my book. They both sign it. Also, a mentoring agreement needs to be put in place. You probably add additional items to this, but essentially it pretty much lays it out. You don't want to have any questions. You want to know, okay, the meeting time is here, preferred dating is here, we will meet for how long, the best way to contact. And I'm sure that whoever, the program, mentorship program person is, they will provide this information to both the mentor and the mentee, and they will sit down and put in all the data together. Okay. With that being said, before I go on to discuss the midpoint, so I've got to ask, what would you think that would need to be filled out by a mentee to assist a mentor, in mentoring them? So I'm going to jump over here to this particular document, and it's called a mentee action plan, where it has an area to put your SMART goals. SMART being specific, measurable, achievable, results-oriented, and time-based. And with that being said, the individual, let's say the mentee, wanted to have the mentor help them with their leadership skills development, right? They wanted to be able to, enhance that. The mentee, the employee, would input, hey, these are some of the specific skills that I'll need to get help with via my mentor to really capitalize on achieving my goal. Here's my goal. Here are the skills I need. The action plan. The mentor can help the mentee, helping the individual, putting the action plan together, what kind of learning activity or activity you want to be, beginning and ending date, and this row right here, like I said, specific and time-based. So this is time-based, and then outcomes. And the mentee obviously has a supervisor, but it's obviously not the mentor, but the skills and the goals that'll be achieved will allow the mentee supervisor to look at the particular mentee and be like, wow, my employee has amazing leadership skills now that he's gone through this program. So what are the outcomes? And the question being, my supervisor and coworkers will see the following. Like, I'm able to lead a meeting. I'm able to problem solve. But you want to be a little bit more in depth. Goal achievement. I know I will have achieved my goal when, bam, when will you know you achieved your goal? I would say, number one, you have aced all these skills, your action plan's been, taken into effect, and perhaps, some big, I don't know, maybe some particular activity you do within the department would allow you to see that you've achieved your goal, and that as a mentee, you have succeeded in enhancing your leadership skills development. So any questions, obviously just you can email me, or also or put your name in, or put something in the comments. Okay, also I created this. Here's the mentor log, which the mentor will have, which will have the date, the time, what they discussed about, the action plan step, and how and when completed. So with that being said, I've shown you, okay, here's the actual plan, and here is the mentoring log. But when the mentee and mentor meet, what's going to guide the discussion? What kind of direction? If I was a mentor, I would be like, I need an agenda. So what I, Julie HR, did was I tacked on an agenda within the booklet. So let's go to that right now. I think because this will really help guide the conversation when a mentor meets with a mentee. So here it is at the back, very, very back. I said optional mentor-mentee agenda to ensure the mentoring session stays on track. And below I just put some, items, just to fill in as examples. Number one, when the mentor and mentee meet, they can, have a little catch up. The mentor and the mentee can talk about the objectives, review the last session action items, the new topics, skills and competencies, items of discussion during the session, mentee feedback, mentor feedback. You want to make sure as a mentor and also or the HR individual or program manager of the mentorship program that everything is aligned. Everything is pretty much, hey, here's the agreement, here's the application, putting these two people together, give them the right documentation, and actually giving them a bit of training too will ensure that this mentoring program is a success. And that's exactly what you want. So there's the agenda. And I'm going to go up here. All right. So, working with the agenda, the mentee action plan. I know it only had one goal, but you may want to have other goals on it, maybe 2 or 3. It's very important, if the mentor and mentee are working together and things aren't quite meshing up good, you really want to kind of know that, at some point, at the midpoint, because you always want to find out, get feedback. Hey, how's it going? Do particular changes need to be made within the program? So therefore, I put in this midpoint review. It's up to you. You don't have to, but I think it's a really good way to cover your bases. Or you actually, as the HR person or program manager, may want to sit down with the mentor and mentee and just verbally maybe ask these and jot the answers down. So the mentor and mentee, they give their feedback, not to each other, but to the program manager. And then here is the mentoring program final review. At some point, the relationship between the mentor and the mentee, it's going to need to come to an end, right? So you want to find out, as the HR director or the mentoring program manager, what's the final review? How did it go? Was it a good experience and whatnot? So the mentor and mentee also get that. And then you go on, and I would say these are some just some tools the mentor can use, such as you, the mentor, will get many benefits from the experience. Here are just a few additional. The mentor, who is like the senior guide, is going to be, serving in a teacher role, a guide, an advisor role. Okay. Here are some of the roles and responsibilities that the mentor needs to read about, like, how, creating a supportive and trusting environment, agree to and schedule uninterrupted time, active listening and questioning, and then ideas to assist your mentee, like maybe perhaps, quote unquote, take them to work, help them. If you are a CFO and you're the mentor and your mentee is perhaps the accounting assistant or accounting, staff accountant, you may want to bring them in, just for the day to show your mentee, what goes on in their day, and help them enhance their leadership skills or the goals that they've put forth for themselves. Here's some effective questioning tips for mentors. I'm just going to go through here. And empowering questions to assist the mentee to think for themselves. So you're probably going to want to divide this booklet up if you're the HR manager, and give the mentee their forms and the mentor their forms, because the mentee right here will want to read through this and help prepare them before their meetings. You want both parties to get so much value out of this relationship and program. You want them to be prepared. And then here's some mentee benefits they can read about, and the mentee roles and responsibilities. So the mentee would get this. I know there's quite a few pages. And like I said, here's the optional mentor meeting agenda, which I think is great to follow along. I'll be honest, it was very, and like I said, here's the mentoring action plan and mentoring log, which were over here. So there they are. And these can be found on my Etsy site, and I'll put the link in the description. And I really encourage your company or whoever is looking to put in a mentorship program. It truly enhances retention. It enhances the culture. Turnover goes down. There are so many valuable things that can come about when you put forth a great mentorship program in the right way. And with this particular document that I've created, it took quite a while, but I wanted to cover everything. This will put the company mentorship program on the right track. And with that being said, I hope everybody has a great rest of the weekend and enjoys the Super Bowl tomorrow. I know I will. I love it. And be sure to subscribe. So I'm trying to get some more subscribers. So the next 5 subscribers, I'm going to send a special gift. So if you'll subscribe to my channel and also hit like, that'll be fantastic. So thank you so much.